My name is Maria Goncalves, also known as Miss G. I've been working at Central for 25 years actually, so this October is my 25th year. I started here in October of 1998, and I am a proud member of the Central family. And so the way I started here, and this is why I say family, is Mr. Fiallo had just started teaching. We finished college around the same time, and I took my teacher's test, but the results didn't come in until after September. So of course all the jobs were gone, but somebody quit at Central, and Mr. Fiallo in 227 called me and said, you gotta go to Human Resources. Somebody left and you'd be a great fit. And so I went and interviewed with 3 principals, and I've been here ever since. So I taught English to 9th and 10th graders. I never gave up on 9th graders, so I taught 9th and 10th grade English in room 226, now Mr. O'Shea's room. So I did it for 18 years, and I've had this job for 7. So that's my 25 years at Central. Part of the big reason I stayed is because I think the kids are great. I think the diversity is awesome. And my colleagues, the people that work here, are really family-based, and that's why I never went anywhere to work. I've always enjoyed getting up and coming to work. Because I think, I work with kids, and it's great. You're the future. You keep me young. And sometimes I'd rather deal with kids than adults. But yeah, and I also think it's very important for inner city kids to have the best quality education possible. I think you have more to offer than anyone, and it should be cultivated. The reason I taught English, because I was not born in this country. And I always say we wouldn't have as many conflicts if people just talk to each other. When I was in a classroom, a lot of kids thought I was Italian because I talked with my hands. They thought I was Spanish. Actually, I'm Portuguese. It's a little country next to Spain. And so I speak Portuguese, which is very close to Spanish, so I understand a little Spanish, Italian. I took French in high school, so I also came over to this country when I was 10 without knowing a word of English. So I was an ELL student. I had to learn English from scratch. It took me probably a good 2 to 3 years to become fully fluent. I think language is very important, and so that's why I became an English teacher. English, I used to teach grammar. It's very important, and you get to read stories, and through stories, through literature, you learn people. I would give a lot of credit to my mother, because she was always into education. Know your knowledge, your wisdom, because knowledge and wisdom are 2 different things. Knowledge, encyclopedia is knowledge. The way we make choices based on that knowledge, that's wisdom. So she instilled that in me. I was a farmer, and my mom was a teacher, so we had, we lived on a farm, so we had pigs, we had a dog, but it was mostly an outside dog. We had cats. Yeah, so I grew up, I used to walk through grape fields and eat the grapes from the vine. And I lived in a village, so get this, my elementary school, it was a 2-room schoolhouse. I was so excited to come to the United States. Everybody wants to come to the United States, right? And then when I first landed here at my grandmother's house, I looked at the television and realized I didn't understand a thing. And I automatically went, oh my God, I got a lot of work to do. Yeah, so it was out. I like to draw, and I love to read. This is my main job. I do love it, and I like seeing kids. I like talking to them, picking on them, asking them things. I like to be nurturing. I think in order to, even for teaching, I think kids need nurturing, and then they learn. I was the oldest, so I started working part-time when I was in high school, but I wanted my siblings to have a better experience, so I used to buy them stuff. I used to make sure I took care of them, and help them with their homework so they have a better transition. So I learned to be nurturing, and children really enjoyed coming to work and seeing the kids. And I have nieces, so I spoil them. But this is part of a big reason for my being is just to be here, because it's not just a job. I worked in an insurance agency before. We were working with cubicles with a laptop, and that's not for me. It's really depressing. I'm very grateful, I think, to have this job, because it's different every day, and you carry, you meet so many kids, and they think that you now as an assistant principal, I'm in charge of scheduling and daily operations and overseeing teacher evaluations. Your teachers have a schedule, and everybody has somewhere to go. I put that together.
So what do you think about Ms. G?
High energy, one of the best workers ever. We share some stews and soups every now and then. I give her some, she gives me some. She's a great friend. I love Ms G.
Big Excel sheet. So in January, all the students sign up for classes they have to take next year. What I do every year, I take, for the entire building, I take how many kids sign up for each class, and I have to figure out how to divide that, how many sections of the class I need, and what teachers are teaching it, and then what rooms they go into. And then I have to put down the periods that teachers have off. Each teacher has 2 periods.
She's been here forever. She's so nice, extremely thorough. She knows everything that's going on in the building, and she's tremendous to work with. She's a team player.
Start with a big puzzle that it has to be put together by August. So when you come in and you have classes to go to, that's why you always see my Excel sheets. If you go in my office, I have the whole school schedule on my wall. So everybody needs a place to go to, everybody needs a room to go to. You can't have 2 classes in the same room. So I do that, especially between January and May. It has to be done for next year. I also make sure there's subs available. So I come into work very early, because by the time the kids get here at 10:07, I have to make sure I know all the teachers that are out and which subs are going there. And if we don't have enough subs, which teachers are going to cover those classes single morning. So it's like doing a big Sudoku puzzle. Now, who's out, what subs are going where. I print out the schedule for the subs. I leave it on the desk, alphabetized. When the subs come in, they grab the schedule and they go. And then I go around, and then I take a walk through the whole school. That's like my steps in the morning. I figure out which teachers are out, and I open their rooms, because think about it, if there's 10 teachers out, and you guys come in, all of a sudden, oh my God, this room's locked, the office, that room's locked. Check my emails, and then I check to see if anybody else is gonna call out, or if there's any emergency I need to cover. And then at 10:50, that's when you see me in the hall, just watching the kids until 7:20, rotating, and I also walk around like the other principals. So I'm Ms Goncalves, also known as the lunch lady who does the big calf line. I want to introduce you to my lunch cart, because I spend 2 hours in the cafeteria, so I want to be productive. Okay, so I bring my laptop, schedule of all the teachers that are on lunch duty right here, a note sheet, right? This is a good study skill. I bring a note sheet, so if something comes up I have to do, I write it on my note sheet, and I have my cameras on, so I can see what's going on in my quadrant. I call this my quadrant, so I keep this on, so if I see something happen, I'm aware. I also see everybody that's on duty and everything that goes well, so I'm prepared. So half of being productive and a good worker is you're prepared, you're thinking ahead. It's called forethought. You know, something could go wrong and you're on it. So that's my lunch cart, and I also use it to control the lunch line. So I can go in and go out, and then I just wheel it around. It also protects your shoulders, because I used to carry a heavy bag, and if you carry a heavy bag just on one side, okay, you're gonna be sore. This is much easier, and I can carry more stuff. So that's my lunch cart. So I'm just gonna, another part of my job is I have 28 teachers that I go in and I watch them teach and I evaluate them. And I also do a lot of reports for the school, like advanced placement that have to be done for the state and whatnot. Every 5 weeks I'm the one that prints report cards and progress reports. So every 5 weeks I print 2,000 report cards. And as they come off the printer, I put them in the homeroom teachers' mailboxes and they go to you guys. Very delicate situation. It's like math and language and dealing with people, you know. You also, we're in the business of dealing with people. We have to take care of our teachers, we have to take care of our children, because I call you guys are my children. And it all goes behind the scenes. You know, you want to make people happy, that you have to be organized. You know, so I think of all this before school starts. It has to run smooth. So yeah. So again, that was a part of my story. My name is Ms Goncalves, assistant principal and proud family member of Central High School. Go Eagles, Springfield, Mass. 4 Run 3.